Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen. In case you are new here, I am a first-year law student at Florida State University, and I'm also a blogger and an Etsy store owner. So today it is December 4th. So I've already missed the start of Vlogmas, but I was watching back some of my videos from last year's Vlogmas. I'll link the playlist down below because last December was such a happening month in my life. I finished college, graduated, turned 21, got accepted into law school, and then of course celebrated Christmas and the whole holiday season with my family. So that just made me want to vlog at least a little bit of this December, which will not be nearly as exciting, but it still is just probably my favorite month of the year, and this is my first semester of law school, so I thought it would be cool to look back at this. So in about an hour I have my first ever law final exam, or exam at all. So just as a short explanation, and I haven't really talked about this on my channel yet because I have not posted very much since I started law school, but at least at my school our entire grade is pretty much based on your final exam. So I am in 4 classes this semester. One is a writing class, so our final was a big paper that I already submitted, so that's done. And then I have 3 classes left that I have final exams this week and next week. And for those classes, our final exam is either 100% of our grade or close to it, which is terrifying because we haven't taken any exams yet to know how we will perform, and I don't have any grades besides these exams, which is just terrifying. But you know, law school. And then everything is graded on a curve pretty much, so it's basically just a basic bell curve that only a certain number of people will get A's, B's, C's, and so on, which is also terrifying. But I think it works a little bit better because then it's just based on how your whole class does, not based on the individual. So one of my professors was telling us that one year, or maybe last year even, the best grade on the exam was a 67 or 72 points out of 100 basically, but then that person got the A plus, and then it goes down from there. So it makes it a little better, but I don't really know. They say it's good for us and better for us to have the curve versus just regular grades, so I guess I will just believe them. I did want to just try and vlog a little bit during December because my classes are already over. They were done last week, and Thanksgiving was last week, and then I have 2 weeks of exams, and then I get to go home. So my schedule is a lot more free during this exam period, which is nice in the sense that I don't have to go to class, but my exams are kind of just hanging over my head. So that's that, and then I have a few Etsy packages sitting over here I need to drop off on the way to my exam. I've also decorated for Christmas already. I was almost going to film a video of that like I did last year, but I just hadn't been in the filming mood, and I haven't filmed or posted in a minute, which I don't love. But there's just been a lot going on, and I'm also about halfway through Accutane right now. I posted a lot more about that on my Instagram. I have a highlight on my page called Accutane that I've been posting on since I started Accutane. So if you want to see any more updates about that, you can see that there. I probably won't talk too much about it in a video until it's over or I'm done with the medication at least. So that's just been really, really rough on me, and you can see how my skin is looking now. I only have concealer on, so no foundation. So not great, but it's mostly just scarring. So that's just made it really hard to film. So I think for now I have about an hour until I'm going to leave for my exam. Because the other thing I wanted to talk about in this video, since this is my first video talking about exams and law school since I've started, is that all my exams are open book. And I don't know if this will be the case for all law classes. And again, I can only speak to what I know. This is my first semester, but it's very common for law school exams to be open book, and at least for us, we have a computer software that basically shuts down your computer so that all you can do is type your exam responses, because it's easier to type than to write for 4 hours. Obviously, our exams are 4-hour time blocks or longer, and so then you can just bring any written material into the exam. Textbooks, notes, outlines, anything that is not on your computer, you can bring in. And then some exams also allow you access to your computer just not the internet. So you are still offline, but you can access any notes on your computer and still your textbook and everything, but then you're still just offline. And personally, I handwrite all of my notes and I'm sticking with that, I think. So then I do have a few typed things, but I also didn't want to have to print out an entire semester's worth of notes, which I was doing my outlines and my notes for each class were about 200 handwritten pages. So I did not want to have to be printing that, and I think writing is better for you anyway, but that's just a very different format. So because of that, I need to bring my computer, a charger, my binder full of notes, my printed outline, and my textbook, and then I have another little pamphlet because my exam today is civil procedure. So I have a little like mini booklet that is the federal rules of civil procedure. It's like a tiny little book like this big. So I'm going to bring that as well, but I just want to make sure my bag is packed, especially that I have a charger in my notes, and then also just a pen and pencil and everything in case I have to handwrite my exam. If anything were to go wrong with your computer, you can handwrite, but I personally do not want to be handwriting a 4-hour exam. One of my exams next week, my last exam actually, is an 8-hour take-home exam. So that's a very different format also. But from what I've heard so far, most of them are either 3 or 4-hour blocks, open note, and then you can type them. If that doesn't show how hard law exams are, that you can have open notes and a textbook, and it's still ridiculously hard for the best person to get a 67. So that's my life right now. I've spent the last few days doing tons of Etsy things. I did like a whole Cyber Week sale instead of just Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all of that, which worked out better for me, and it was also what Etsy recommended for their sellers. So that worked out great, but I definitely had the most orders I've ever had over the past week, which was awesome. But it's also just meant a lot of time packing orders, a lot of trips to the post office. I went twice yesterday, and then it is kind of starting to die down now, but we still have 3 weeks until Christmas, so I think that the orders will continue as people are buying gifts, which is great. I love that. And yeah, pretty much my whole life has been overrun by law school, as I'm sure you can imagine. I will try and film little bits throughout today, and then I'll definitely update you after my exam to talk about how that went. And I just think this will be cool to watch back on when little me was in my first semester taking my first exams, and also just some encouragement for anybody either looking to go to law school or just struggling with college exams as well. I'm right there with you. I feel like I'm never going to get out of school. While we're at it, I figured I would just show you what sold on Etsy today. I always love seeing what people are actually sending out because I spend a lot of time just looking at Etsy shops. It's great inspiration for me, and I love to learn from other people about how they do things. So anyway, this is a Growth Takes Time sunflower print. It's my store's bestseller of all time. This is a Christmas card, which was really fun. I made these for the holiday boutique that I sold at, and then I listed them online. And then this was a little Bible verse jar. So that was cool. And I've actually sold a few of these online just in December alone, which was cool because they're definitely more of a gift item where like prints and cards and whatnot you could just use for yourself or just for a birthday. But these are definitely more gifty. So that's what I'm taking today. And I've had pretty similar orders the past few days, which is awesome for me. I love if I can even mail 1 or 2 or 3 things. So these are what I'm dropping off today. Okay, I'm just about to leave for my exam, getting very, very nervous. But I figured I would just show you really quick everything that I'm bringing into this exam room because I feel a little ridiculous. But also, I'm going to be in there for 4 hours. So here is my textbook. Cannot wait until I don't have to carry this around anymore. I don't know if I'll need it, but good to have it. Here is my bag. I have my charger in here for my laptop. This is my binder with all of my notes, and then my laptop is in here. Here's the packages I'm going to drop off on the way. Here is my extremely large water bottle filled with some water, and then I made myself a decaf, just fruit tea. That's all that's in here. I made it iced. I think I've showed this on my vlogs before. Excuse all the nail polishes I have over here. So I figured this would just be a nice, like, happy thing since I'm not drinking coffee anymore and I don't want to be drinking caffeine during the exam. I just wanted something that was a little more fun. And then I'm just going to stick a granola bar in my bag just in case, because 4 hours is a long time to sit and focus, and I'm sure it'll be okay, but then if anything, I can like go out of the room and eat a little snack if I need to, because I feel like I'm even just gonna need to go outside and get a breath of fresh air, because obviously we're allowed to leave the room to use the restroom and whatnot. You just have to leave your exam and everything inside, but I'm just worried about being able to sit and focus and type for that long, which is why I wanted to like just feel really well prepared and well rested. Although I did not sleep well last night, probably just from the nerves of waking up and taking this exam, but it's gonna be fine. I know that it's gonna be fine, but I'm gonna leave and go take my first law school exam, so here we go. In the process of packing my bag and showing you what I packed in my bag, almost forgot my jacket, which would have been really unfortunate because it's kind of cold today, and also it gets really cold in this room. So now I have everything, and now I'm gonna head to this exam. Wish me luck. Well, I finished one whole exam. I thought it was gonna be 4 hours. It was only 3 hours. I finished it with like 5 minutes left. I had time to check my work, but yikes, man, yikes. It sucked. It really sucked. I'm not excited to do 2 more of those that are possibly even longer. I feel like I don't know anything, and I feel like it was tested on like maybe about 15% of what we learned in the whole course. So that's a thing. But I don't think, I always get very stressed that I don't study enough by the time the exam comes around, and I feel like I studied enough. So when I was taking it, I didn't feel like, oh, if I would have studied for 80 more hours, this would have helped me. Like I feel like the preparation that I did was enough, and I think if I would have prepared as much as I feel like I should have, that I would have feel like I wasted my time on that exam. Also, my face is so red and my eyes are so red. I don't know what's happening, if this is just Accutane or just like me, but yeah, that's a thing. So I'm just going to end this video here just as a little daily vlog of my first law final exam. It is over. I'm one step closer, and I am thankful for that. And I have about a week, I think, until my next exam, or maybe like 5 days. So then you kind of just study for one exam, get it over with, study for the next exam until you're done. So I have 2 more, and I have a few days to prepare for both, which is nice, but I'm very excited to go home and not study.